Hello, everybody. This is Cody Patterson, sports reporter for the Newcastle News, and we have a very special interview segment today with our Athlete of the Year, Tori Atkins, back-to-back now Athlete of the Year. Tori, congratulations first off, and thanks for joining us on this interview.
Thank you.
So you had quite a season, obviously, and we'll get into all the little specifics of it, but we'll talk a little bit about volleyball first, because you did play for volleyball, and you guys were very close in reaching the playoffs. What can you say about this season you guys had?
We lost a lot of players last year, so we were definitely a building season this year, but I think everyone did very well, and it was very exciting.
Let's talk a little bit about Coach Agus. Obviously, it was his last season with you guys, and just what he meant to the program, and helping shape that team.
Yeah, he did a great job. He coached for many years. I had him up until this year, so he helped me a lot. I've grown a lot as a player, and I know a lot of the other girls have too. So he was great for the program.
Now you got Coach Lou coming in. Well, what can you say about it? He's a good coach too. He's
great. Yeah, all the girls love him. He's definitely helping us. He's great at practices, and he's just a good coach.
Track and field is, where you really continually made it known that you're a top competitor, and this season was no exception. So we'll get into that. And you mentioned WPIAL Class 2A individual championships. Talk about that first race, the 400, where you won gold, and then you're back to back to back.
Yeah, the 400's a hard race, so I definitely knew coming in it was gonna be difficult, and there's always good competition. But I worked hard all year. My coaches pushed me at practices, so I definitely wanted to go out and perform well, and I did. So.
The next day, due to delays, you come back and you take gold again in the 200 meter at 24.89, which was set in there. Talk about dealing with that delay and then having that extra day to prep for a race like that.
Yeah, the delays definitely mess with your head a little bit, going out, stretching, then having to go back in because of the storm. But, you got to get your head set in the running, and then coming back the next day, your legs are feeling it a little bit, but you just have to get rid of all the negatives and just focus on your race.
Yeah, what's preparation like heading into this third season for you, dealing with those two titles that you have to defend? What's the mind and mentality like? What do you do to prepare for something like that?
It's pushing me harder, now that I know I can do it and I want to defend my title. So I'm definitely pushing harder this year and just keep working.
I talked to Coach Flora a way back, and he talked about you getting involved in more strength training. Talk a little bit about that and what you worked on there to improve.
Yeah, we've been hitting the weight room a lot more this year. I never really lifted my freshman or sophomore year, but we definitely hit it a lot more this year in the winter, and I think it definitely helped me. I got a lot stronger.
It's a team sport, but also an individual sport in itself, because you're out there by yourself. But you train alongside the guys. Just talk about pushing the whole team dynamic of the Laurel track and field team and what that means to you.
We didn't have many girl runners this year. I think we only had maybe 3 sprinters. So definitely running with the boys, and it definitely pushed me, and I think it pushed them. So it was really good for all of us.
Also this third season, you had a whirlwind of coaches. You had Coach Allman, and then Coach Rice, and now Coach Flora, like I mentioned. Do you feel like you picked up little things from each one of those coaches along the way?
Definitely. I think they all taught me something different, and I definitely learned something from each and every one of them. So they're all great coaches.
Yeah, what can you say that maybe like Coach Allman taught you heading into your freshman season?
Well, I was a freshman, didn't know much, so he definitely worked to calm me down. Going into my first WPIAL championship, he was definitely great, calming me down and working with me.
What can you say about Coach Rice?
Oh, she was great. All the girls loved her. She was like our first girl coach, so we all got to bond with her, and going on the state trip with her, it was great.
And now you got Coach Flora. What can you say about him in his first year and coaching you?
Yeah, he was great. He definitely was more of our sprint coach more than Coach Rice or Coach Allman, because Coach Allman worked with the throwers more, and then Coach Rice with the jumpers. But he definitely worked more with the sprinters this year, so I definitely learned a lot from him too.
We'll go on now to the state track championship. First day, you get 8th in the 100. Talk about that race first off.
Yeah, I knew my 100 wasn't my best race, but I definitely wanted to run it, and I used it more to get ready for the 2 and the 4, and I'm happy that I got a medal out of it. So,
do you have any plans, maybe like in the next year, trying to really dominate or focus on getting a third WPIAL title with that in the 100?
Yeah, I've been working with it. My starts aren't the best, so I've been working on my starts more, and I think I can gain a lot of time there if I keep working on it.
Then you get sixth in the 200. Talk a little bit about that race.
Yeah, I mean, after the 4, my legs were a little drained, but I had to
Mhm.
push through it and and I got a medal, so it was good.
That obviously you mentioned before, you come up with gold there, 55.49 time. Break that school record that you set in the WPIAL. Talk about that, because obviously it's a slow climb for you to get there. The freshman year you take bronze, the last year you take silver, now this year you finally get that gold.
Yeah, going from like bronze to silver to gold, I had to keep working harder each year, and to finally get that gold, it was a great feeling.
Now, 400 is your strong suit, obviously. There's no doubt in that. I saw you at the WPIAL. You blew everyone out of the water. How do you come to find out that that's where you really shine? What do you work on in strategies, or, how does it seem so simple to you?
Um, it's definitely not simple, but at practices we definitely work with the speed aspect, and then we also have to work on my endurance too to be able to run the 4. But I think definitely just knowing that I have the endurance to keep my speed that long definitely helps me in the 4.
Obviously, you set school records. You won gold. You had a phenomenal season. What's the community outreach like from Laurel?
Oh, Laurel's great. I mean, after my state meet, I came home with the fire trucks and all that, everybody waiting to greet me. So it was special.
Have you started thinking now about defending these gold medals that you captured? Are the wheels in spin already?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely nerve-wracking having to go and try to get that 4th title, but in the WPIAL, but hopefully I can do it and I'll keep working hard for it.
What's an off-season preparation look like?
I've been hitting the weight room, and then we've been practicing with, on my starts and on my endurance still at track. So it's great.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that you have an opportunity to go back to back to back to back. Have you looked at any colleges yet? Or are you going to make visits or anything catch your eye?
Yeah, I'm starting to make visits now, and I don't really know yet for sure what college or anything, but I'm definitely thinking about it.
All right. Well, Tori Atkins, thank you for joining us. Time out of your day. Congratulations again for becoming not only an athlete of the year, but a back-to-back athlete of the year. You're really good at defending titles. I'll tell you that much.
Thank you.
All right. You have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you too.